Hello everyone and welcome to Fleet's Fantastic Thursdays. Again, this time with Hoi 4 because we couldn't stream it on the Sunday because obviously I was part of Dr. Clarkes' Historiothon. So I'm recording, it's currently Tuesday as I'm recording this, and I am working towards getting this video done, the Rule the Wave stream later on, and if I've got time today, I will record the Star Wars that goes out tomorrow, as in when this is recorded. Of course, when you're watching this, the Star Wars video will have already come out, or if I don't record it, it will have gone out as a live stream. But again, like I say, we'll have to cross that bridge when we come to it. So, when last we left off, we'd managed to take Kabul, but had been frustrated by the fact the Afghanistani army had refused to surrender. I'm half tempted to train some border guards and freeze the conflict. Because I have a war goal on, so what's the difference between... These guys cost less. They cost... that's why. They give you the same defense values as infantry, but for much lower cost. The problem is they can't actually attack in the same way infantry can. Alright, that's fair. There we go. So this is the defensive garrison forces. Of course, we need to actually cease offensive operations to give them time to be trained. But once they are trained, we will be able to keep going. I've added a few mods since we last played. So, got a few different things available, as in when we actually finish the facilities to create them. We're working on our aviation facility, nuclear facility, and land facility to follow on. But as I said, the invasion of Afghanistan, while it is going, it's not... It could be going much better than it is. Of course, my primary goal here will be to freeze this conflict in place for now and invade Iraq, which I actually have a war goal on. And then, of course, the Arabic Empire after that, if I can manage it. Of course, if I'm just going to pause for a moment, we can look at where our navy is. So we're building 4 Hammerhead-class light cruisers. We've actually got a force of 4 battleships in the Indian Ocean Battle Fleet. Anubis, Diana, Freya, and Typhon. All about 24, well, scraping 25 knot ships. They're armed with 10 15-inch guns. Full dual-purpose battery, decent fire control system, and enough AA to hopefully deter any realistic air attacks. And of course, we're building the 4 light cruisers to go with them. What we really need, though, is that we do actually have more modern destroyers, and I will be designing those to follow on after the Hammerheads, with a goal towards being half to a third of the cost of the Hammerhead class. In fact, I'll design them now, so they're going to have... Going to focus primarily on having rapid-fire anti-aircraft guns. Give them torpedo directors rather than fire control directors, because their dual-purpose guns are mainly there to give them some recourse to hitting surface vessels, but are primarily there to be dual-purpose mounts that will not actually... Okay, so we're already rapidly approaching the scale at which they're starting to cost a little bit much. How's that? Okay, so let's actually see. We can probably get away with 1 more torpedo tube, and that'll be fine. And given that I'm not going to name my destroyers, at least not until we get to the missile era, they'll be generic destroyers, so they'll just have a DD prefix. So if I can find them, generic mythologies, generic carriers, nuclear submarines, landing ships, generic minesweepers, and there we go, generic destroyers. So because they don't have names, they're going to be type designations, like the German ones. So these are the type 1941 class destroyers. And they will be going into production. I've got 6 liners, so I can afford to stop building liners right now. And we will start building them in 3 shipyards. And the goal will be to build 9 destroyers over the course of the build cycle. So build, sorry, never mind, because given how long they're going to take to build, we'll build 6 for now, and then we'll probably do a batch 2 or a type 1942 that'll be slightly more expensive. But for now, things are going very well. Ah, military-industrial complexes, marvelous. Fleet escorts, of course. You know, after I started building my modern generations of escorts, because of course. Bomb trucks. Yeah, air defense I think is actually quite useful for our aircraft. Especially our IIC aircraft. Marvelous. Very good. I don't want to phase in new types yet. Not until I have successfully frozen the conflict with Afghanistan. Because I'll come back with more stuff and break their lines completely. At least that's the plan. So, national focus. Where were we? So we'd done all this. I suppose we can strengthen the regime. Do we need to? Not really. Focus on training. Focus on medicine. So experience, total losses, infantry equipment. I think the choice is definitely between focus on medicine or focus on training. I think I am going to focus on training because that will help me massively upscale the size of my army and retain a lot of the experienced manpower we're gaining fighting in Afghanistan. I do think it is time to actually consider submarines. Now, yeah, and I know they're all obsolete, but I'm not going to stop the construction to rebuild them as new ships when the upgrades aren't that important. Okay, I reckon we can break into this province. I think we have the supplies, they don't. We have air power, they don't. I feel just confident enough that we can actually break in here and achieve enough of a victory to... yeah. We've lost a good deal of men in this conflict, but nothing compared to what Afghanistan has lost, and we've been the ones on the offensive. Air power's coming in from above. You know, let's actually look into what we can create with our current technology level. So, obviously the icon we have is of a Hurricane, so that's not a bad idea. We don't have any gun sights yet, but we can do at least have canopies for them, which is very nice. We have improved engines, so that's very good. I reckon we'll stick with lightweight construction. It's doing well for us so far. We will have a cannon firing through the engine, and then we will have 4 light machine guns backing that up. We will have drop tanks, and then we will have turbochargers in our Hurricane knockoffs, since that's totally what we're doing. Oh, we've already had drop tanks. And I reckon we have a pressurized cockpit to enable... Oh, I promise that will reduce range, which I don't really want. Non-strategic materials usage will reduce cost, but again it will also reduce range. What will it require? Aluminium and rubber. That will take out the requirement for rubber. We can get rubber though, so I say we actually stick with this for now. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, there's not really any other extra thing I want. Oh no, that's not actually reducing range. There we go. Okay, so this will be the Imperial Iranian Aircraft Corporation F2 Hurricane. Because yes, it is a Hurricane. because we did nick off with the designs from the British. Well, actually, no, we just looked at a Hurricane, figured that was close to what we wanted, and decided to build an aircraft that looks very similar. But yeah, the British will probably most likely accuse us of stealing it. So, for our close air support aircraft, we just did the same thing that we did with the Hurricane, except we nicked off the poles. We'll reinforce the construction so that it can actually withstand having things dropped on it, or more accurately, having things fired at it. I'll have 2 machine gun positions, one above and below the fuselage. It will carry some, actually, probably a single machine gun position. Even then, it's still too much. So actually, I'm going to go for normal construction, not reinforced or lightweight. That gives us a nice, happy balance. I can also add dive brakes. Even adding lightweight construction won't buy us the ability to have dive brakes. It might be worth having reinforced construction and only carrying a single set of bomb locks. Yeah, that's probably better. And then it means we can probably also carry an extra defensive gun to help keep us safe as we're doing dive bombing attacks. Fantastic. So IAAC C2. And of course, this is just the C2. It has no moniker next to it, which is fine. And there we go. The Iranian Air Force has entered the monoplane era, gentlemen. It is a great day. The Dutch Reich has joined the Finnish Supremacy League. Oh, they're fighting the British. Why are they fighting the British? They've just committed national suicide. Why? Why have you done this? Why are the... What is going on? Why are the... Okay, I don't understand it. But I've forgotten how wacko the world actually was. It's very, very wacko. Excellent. Interwar transport planes. Great idea. There we are. I mean, to be fair, if they just keep funneling men in, we lose men in this assault far less than they do. So either if this province falls and that grants us victory, then fantastic. But if it doesn't, I am going to move to freeze the conflict. I mean, I could ask if they'll accept a negotiated peace. I mean, it's unlikely, but they might. I mean, throwing more men into that assault, all it does is basically deny them, and it basically completes everything else they've got. I assume that was them doing a last stand. Oh no! Oh, excellent! Our aviation facility is finished. Fantastic. Do we have the political power to recruit a scientist? We do. Dervish Kadimi. Welcome, Dervish. I'm not going to even go attempt to pronounce that because I cannot pronounce Iranian. So, anti-bomb, earthquake bomb, helicopters. Oh, no. Radar. We want radar. We want the basic ability to produce radar. Come on, Afghanistan. They do not want to give in. They really do not want to give in. Still, I think we're actually on the verge of breaking them. The attack into that province is actually going much, much better than I had thought it would. It's just because of how depleted they are. They're down to their last drops of men and materiel. They have no more factories anymore. There's very little they can do. Oh, the United States wants to send me a Lend-Lease. 8 convoys, thank you very much. Yeah. I'm working towards the construction of the first generation of Iranian submarines at some point. Unless I already did construct them and I've forgotten. It wouldn't surprise me. It's something that I would perhaps forget. They're still working on producing the 18-inch guns, which is good. Persian Gulf Fleet still centered around the older cruisers and the frigates, which is fine. Yep, so I'm not surprised that they are... Yeah, like I said, they're rotating people through, but... They can rotate people through if they like, but it's not gonna really help them much. They're just rotating more of their fresh divisions in to die. And that's really not gonna help them. And I have the capability to expand the front if I need to. There we go, combined arms. Very good, that'll help. What are we looking at in terms of did we manage to justify a war goal on the Arabic Empire? No. No, we didn't, but we are going to now, because in theory, all being well, I should be able to sweep through Iraq really easily, and then crush the Arabic Empire really quickly. Both those wars shouldn't take too long to complete. We also managed, obviously, to take these various parts of southern Russia, which the Russians don't really have the capability to get back. They can't even go after their well, they can't even go after some of the breakaway republics. I might even be able to do a short rapid war against... Oh my goodness, what is going on over there? China is being killed. Oh, they did they? Wow, the Finnish Supremacy League. Wow, what a... Yeah, wow, a bunch of people have joined the war. I mean, I don't know what they expect to do. I mean, they can't get to me, and even if they were to get to me, it's not gonna... Navy primacy, Army primacy. No, large navy. We'll start working through our naval tree. Okay, that's... Okay, so now the... Yes, I know the Dutch East... Ooh, hang on. And the British are conquering parts of the Dutch East Indies, but there may be a chance here for the Persian Empire to get involved in a major way. If we can get the Indian Ocean Fleet ready, there may be a chance for us to actually seize the Dutch East Indies. Maybe. Afghanistan will not capitulate. They just will not. I've basically just got to throw myself at them until they capitulate. It's the only way. Luckily, our aircraft do have the range, especially as our new monoplane types enter service. Very lucky in that regard. Yeah, of course, that will... The problem is that will bring them into the war with the... So yeah, unless I can freeze the conflict with Afghanistan, I'm not gonna be able to... So yeah, give me 12 divisions, half of an army corps. That should be enough. Supply them, since they're garrisons, give them machine guns and anti-tank rifles. That will help them with their defense, and yeah, give them a company of support artillery. That'll just basically make breaking through them very hard. There we go. Again, it's basically just a matter of you've got to throw yourselves at the Afghani troops until they succumb. That is basically the entirety of the Afghani forces in front of us, right there. Well, the various allied powers are... I think these are the various powers involved in the... Allies. Yep, all the British Empire and Dominions. They want me to join their faction? No. I am not going to join their faction. That is actually runs counterintuitive to my goal of eventually declaring war on them. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep trying to break the Afghani troops. See if we can't, you know, succeed in achieving a resolution. But I'm sorry to say that I'm not really confident in our ability to do so. There we go. Paratroopers. we go. Okay, we're actually killing Afghani divisions by just continuing to hit them. And again, troops rest, are rotated out, and then thrown in again. Because we can do that. Because we have more men and supplies flowing from central Iran. They don't. How's the naval build-up doing? Good, good, good. How's the Air Force re-equipment doing? Not that fast, but then again, it doesn't need to be. We're not fighting a major power, much air opposition. Just the types are gradually filtering on strength, which is what we want. Convoys are bringing in supplies and materiel. Yeah, they're retreating into the mountains, but there's nothing in the mountains for them to retreat to. There's no great holdfast that they can go to and say, we will fight to the end. Eventually, there will come a point where the Persian army will return. Probably with mountaineers. And then they'll have to face up to the fact that to be blunt, they've lost. And they know they've lost. Just going to bring up the... so that's Western Theatre Command. Troops are coming up the Iranian railway network. Yeah, the invasion of Iraq is going to be fairly simple. Yeah, the Afghani troops simply won't die, but luckily the conflict freezes are here, so I can now move on to the next phase of the operation, which is the assault against Iraq. The Afghani troops won't be able to break out. They've got a decent defensive garrison force here. Like I said, we can freeze the conflict, leave it at our leisure, and then come back and deal with them at a later date with more firepower. So, the next thing that I need is just a very simple... No, not anti-air. I need a very simple small airfield constructing in Kurdistan to enable me to unleash the next phase of my plan. The Western Campaign, which is the campaign by which Iranian troops will seize Iraq and the Arabic Empire. Now, Iraq has prepared a sizable force to oppose us, but it is not anywhere near as capable as our army. Our army is better. Our army is stronger. Our army puts their army to shame. We can do with 30 divisions what they need 90 to do. And they know it as well. And we have something they don't have. Oh no, they do have an air force, but theirs is, well, I'd call it pathetically small, but it's actually even worse than that. There we go. So we've got, there we are. And now we're just waiting for our, the next airfield upgrade won't take long at all. Yeah, the thing we're really lacking is infantry equipment now. We really need to crack open the rate at which we construct equipment. So there we go. So that's the first set of Indian Ocean destroyers done. You know what? I may actually be able to get all three, so all of the batch ones done by the middle of 1942, which is okay. We're going to build small aircraft because that will increase the amount of aircraft we build. And we build 3 a week, which means we are very actually rapidly cycling types into our air wings, which is what we want. Fantastic. Okay, then we need 6 more divisions. Oh, there we go. Russia is now starting to reunite. Oh, and Russia has declared war on the Allies. Very, very glad I'm not in the Allies right now. Very, very glad I'm not in the Allies. Because that would be somewhat disastrous if we had been in the Allies. Capital ship developments. Truly an excellent, excellent thing. Tactical control. Marvellous. This is very, very good. And then we're just waiting to train up our new divisions before I'm happy pulling the trigger on the Western Front operation. Like, the first phases of the operation will be a very limited defensive campaign, because I know full well that we have the capability to fight long industrial wars that the Iraqis just don't. Oh! Never mind. Iraq and the Arabic Empire joined the Finnish Supremacy League anyway. And the French did as well. Okay, well, the war is here. And Iraqi troops have left their border positions, deorganized themselves, and have basically given... yeah, they've basically given up all their entrenchment, so... yeah, we go now. All of their entrenchment that would have made it so difficult for me to attack has basically been removed. We're now going to be able to incredibly rapidly move through their territory. Air power is making things really, really easy for us. We're swatting their aircraft from the sky. It's really not hard now. We've managed to get radios out to the troops, so this is all very good. Working on getting more factories for things like support equipment. Working on getting just these extra divisions in. There we go. 6 new divisions are here. Fantastic. Let's get them to the front as quick as we can. There we are. So let's see about taking the northern capital of Mosul. Keep their troops pinned there while the cavalry goes round the flank. There we are. Our troops really do the best they can. Baghdad has already fallen to us. I wouldn't exactly call this blitzkrieg, but it's definitely... I mean, the Allies were taken by surprise, but the Persian army was already ready, so... And the other powers involved don't... Oh, there is a small Persian fleet. So we're going to put the Persian Gulf fleet out into the Persian Gulf. And we're going to see if we can't catch any Iranian... Sorry, yeah, basically any Arabian ships. Trying to take Basra as well. And also there's a chance here that we're also going to get to occupy things like Kuwait from the Arabian troops who currently hold it. Things are proving a little bit difficult because we are out of our supply network. It's not too hard. We've actually managed to get river supply going up, but I do want to actually construct a new railway line into Baghdad if we can. We managed to cross the river to the other side, which is fantastic. Progress is actually fairly rapid. We're taking supply dumps up and down the railway line. Moving into Kuwait City now, seize that port and deny it to the Arabic Navy. Losses are... not bothered about the Allies. Losses to Iraq and the Arabic Empire are very, very low. Losses inflicted are very high. This is good. This is what we like. We're looking at entering the Arabic desert in fairly good order. Even the tanks of the French army are no match for our Iranian Persian steel. They just can't deal with us. Of course, Hungary no longer exists. I wonder why our supplies have dried up. Switzerland is willing to export aluminium to us through Russia, which is very nice of them. Most of Iraq is on the verge of falling. Mosul is the last thing standing between them and capitulation. Already, our troops are looking to enter the Arabic Empire. things are going exceptionally well. Yep, Iraq just capitulated, which is fantastic. Like I said, it wasn't going to take long. That removes all of their troops from the chessboard, meaning our men can march towards the Arabian capital fairly rapidly. And of course, Arabia also has other issues. They have troops coming in from the other side. There's very little they can do to stop us at this point. We'll also be able to seize French colonies in the region ahead of schedule. I have been wondering when such a war with France would emerge, and if that would mean fighting the UK. But luckily I'm going to be able to fight the French first, and the Allies will deal with the actual capitulation of France for me, which is fantastic. So that is very, very good. So what are we looking at in terms of our current situation? Well, first we need to command in more civilian trains. So, for the Persian Empire, we need Turkish states, Italian states. So we need... Oh, yeah, so we have to take all of Arabia, so there will have to be another war with the British. Hopefully, before this one is over, we will join ourselves, because we want the British and French to be distracting each other basically constantly. So, looks like we're in it for the long haul. We are at war now to, essentially... because in order to defeat the various nations, we are going to have to, well, as long as the US stays neutral, which they may or may not, we should be able to keep the various powers at each other's throats, and then clean up the mess. Like I said, the Arabic Empire is the main thing that I'm dealing with now. We've got cavalry divisions moving in to complete their capitulation. The Indian Ocean Fleet is steadily working up. We're now going to rapidly complete the last of the Type 1941s. And then we're going to do some naval doctrine efforts. We're going to increase the amount of support equipment we build and increase the amount of guns we build. The Afghanis are going to be subjected to... Well, actually, we can't really attack with those divisions. But that's fine. I'm probably going to see about training some proper mountaineers. Do we have mountaineers researched? If we do, I want to know about it. So we'll train some mountaineers, build some elite mountaineer divisions, and we will go in... And we will make sure that we'll send in a bunch of small elite divisions, and very quickly and rapidly. Okay, there we go. Destroyers are done, so now we can build some Type 1942 class destroyers. So these will be... full fat destroyers, so they're going to have more torpedoes, they're going to have... we haven't got sonar yet, so they'll have to listen out with basically microphones under the water, but that's fine. And if we have dockyard spare, we will add more. So we have 6 destroyers, we ideally want 12, so we're going to have 2 yards, work away and build 3 each for the Indian Ocean battle fleet. And what we will do then is we will also upgrade the Type 1941s, the Type 1942s, using the single dockyard that we have off to the side, which is fine. So the advance continues. French troops in the Middle East are resisting. The Arabic Empire is doing a last stand in front of Medina, but it's not going to go as well for them as they think. The Persian Air Force is moving into Western Arabia to help with the final capture of the Hejaz region, because that's where we are needed most. So it's where the Air Force is needed most. It's where force multipliers are really required. Hooking right into Medina now. We're about to basically seize Medina. And that should hopefully bring about the end of the Arabic Empire. And all that's left to do is seize French territory in the Middle East, which we are rapidly accomplishing. We've got forces moving into Aleppo. We're advancing towards Beirut. We are just moving incredibly quickly. And the Arabic Empire still will not die. Tabuk is now their capital, but we will deal with that fairly rapidly. Like I said, we're on the verge of the annihilation of French forces in the region. I'm looking to try and seize airfields. The French have moved medium armor into the area, which is causing us some problems. Excuse me. But we will endeavor to... we're moving towards the capture of our new territories. Our elite divisions, of course... Oh, I thought they contained shock troops. Do they not? Well, we can very rapidly fix that. I've got the army experience for it, so let's very quickly... upgrade our shock... Oh, we do have shock troops, so what troops got their shock... Oh. Yeah, the elite divisions should have shock troops assigned. Along with support artillery to help them break through. Yeah, the French troops in what was their holdings in yeah, that's really not... Yeah, they're really not having a good time. That means I can free up more men to go south. And commit to the final assaults against what's left of the Arabic Empire. And again, with our new research slot, we are going to research mountain infantry, because we're going to need them to crack the troops in the mountains. So what else? Secret weapons. Yes, that will come in very handy for getting a leg up on the other powers. Equipment manufacturer for weapons. Marvelous. Bolt-action rifles will decrease the cost of our weapons, which is what we want. And motorization. The motorized manufacturer, the Iranian Motorization Company. Side-mounted machine guns. What an excellent idea. I want to start building basic medium aircraft. Probably... I'm going to probably build them to be torpedo bombers, actually. You can carry 2 sets of torpedoes, very good. Carry light machine guns, so... And then with the tri-motor engine design, we can increase the range a decent amount. Drop tanks, self-sealing fuel tanks, and fire extinguishers. And this will be the IIAC HN, so heavy, so NM, MN, medium naval 1. Actually, can I fit all the stuff on it? It's not going to be a flying boat because it's not designed that way. Can I get an extra... I can get an extra fuel tank in. So this is going to be an extremely long-range naval patrol aircraft. Designed to range out into the Indian Ocean and conduct strikes against shipping. Basically act as a force multiplier for our navy, since we don't currently operate or have any designs for carriers. And we really do need to get on that at some point. But there we go, Arabic Empire just capitulated. Very, very good. Marvellous. So we're surrounded by the Allies right now, but that's okay. We can just finish off the Dutch East Indies troops in the region. We've taken Beirut, which has fallen into our hands, along with most of the French colonies in the region. The only problem again is Afghanistan not capitulating, but that's okay. We will be able to do other things, but for now, we're okay. The next goal on my objective list is, given that I don't want to start a fight with the Allies until all of the other conquest targets I need defeated are dead, our next objective is the Turkish Socialist Republic, since they control a lot of the things we need to form the Persian Empire. What are we looking at in terms of... Oh! Ah! Our nuclear research facility. I mean, a scientist gentleman. Or, in this case, a scientist lady. With glasses. Very nice. We don't have atomic research yet, so there's nothing for her to do except wait and build up breakthroughs, which is very nice. And we are nearly... Oh, unread prototype iteration events. Oh my. Oh, there we go. We've just done that. Unread prototype iteration events. Ah, excellent. Fantastic. Researching radar. All good stuff. Alright, what time are we on for the recording? 15 minutes left. Do we reckon I can capitulate the Turks in 15 minutes? Oh, they have a very large army. That's actually very sizable. Might be worth... It may actually be worth turning my attention to a last assault against Afghanistan and finishing that war. That may actually be worth our time. Where are we in terms of... Okay, we don't actually have any support companies, so we'll work on that right now. And improve our access to rifles and support equipment. Working on our new destroyers. It's very good. And we are nearly done with our super heavy naval guns. And then once they're done, we shall work on the important things. Like more fire control systems for our warships. And so what we'll do now is we take our garrison forces off, and I'm going to put them to work guarding the Russian border. Because I do not trust the Russians one bit. Now, Russia's not in a faction, but it is aligned to Japan and is at war with the West. Japan has not joined that war. In theory, Russia could be invaded. Their forces are presently distracted elsewhere, and it would be fairly simple to do. It'd be risky. That's never stopped me before. We also need to provide rail connections for our newly conquered territory. Newly integrated territory, I should say. We're not here to conquest, we're here as liberators. I know it's a lie as old as time, but it's effective. If given the right amount of spin. There we go. And now we will do nuclear research. Now, with some of our divisions improved, we should be able to break the Afghani troops defending their last mountain stronghold and bring about their total capitulation. With our new monoplane aircraft providing air cover, they'll have no choice but to bend. The problem with fighting the Allies right now is that, well, they're winning, basically. That's the thing. And I don't know If I join the war, does that mean that the Nationalist Français come back? This is the thing I don't know. And it's what bothers me. Because do I dogpile on the British? Because if I dogpile on the British, that leaves weaker nations to deal with, and they're currently fighting a war. But it will mean fighting a war in the east against the Raj, in the Middle East. Now I can, in theory, do that. I can garrison the east with my with my defensive garrison divisions, and then punch westwards with my mobile armies. Basically picking and choosing where the offensives take place. But it's risky. And if the British win, then it's going to cause problems. There is the possibility of a negotiated peace. But, again, they might not accept and might try to fight me to the finish. It's complicated, difficult, and not always sensible, but in this game you do have to take risks at times. I could do egalitarianism, which would be very Persian, but not right now. We're not that desperate for men. And I do have other methods of which to raise the amount of manpower we have on hand before resorting to that yet. I think we've just destroyed what remains of the Afghanistan army. Yes, we have, I think. Yes, I think we have actually just destroyed what remains of the Afghani army. There's nowhere for them to run now, and nowhere for them to cycle to. They've been pushed into a corner, and now is the time for them to basically just die. Okay! People's Republic of China. That's occurred. So that's something interesting the Allies might have to deal with, and if they do, that's going to add more valuable time for me to do other things, which will actually help us massively. But for now, the assault into the Afghani mountains continues. They keep losing divisions, we keep killing men. Oh, there we go. Super heavy naval guns. Small equipment to prevent landing. I could get the diving suits equipped with mines. That would be very funny. Nuclear submarines. Submersible aircraft carriers. Summoning the... Oh my goodness. Super large submarines. Super large aircraft carriers. Super soldier plan. Oh, that's funny. This is very, very funny. But for now, we have nothing we really want to do, so we'll leave it be. You know what? We'll get these guys because that'll be very torpedo attack. That's great. Oh, this is very funny. I mean, we can rapidly deploy brave men and women of the Iranian services who will give their lives for the for the whole. Well, they won't have to die. Just have a long stick with a mine on the end. You poke the ship with it. Great for the Persian Gulf. And we're on the verge of actual victory against the... I think the Navy does have to be our our primary arm. I don't think we can say that we're a Navy primacy or an Air Force primacy nation. I think we have to accept that Persia is forged through iron and steel, and that iron and steel is applied on the ground. However, with the construction of large enough gun pits, we can actually begin the concept and idea of construction of a very, very large and powerful capital ship. What I can also do is I can also start to exercise in the safety of the Persian Gulf the Indian Ocean Battle Force, and also consider what actually will lead the scouting fleet. So for me personally, given what we have, I'm going to use a pocket battleship. It's going to have relatively light armor, but decent fire control. It's going to carry 2 twin 12-inch guns, and it will carry torpedoes. It will have aircraft for scouting, and some dual-purpose secondary batteries, along with a great deal of anti-aircraft firepower. And it will do 30 knots. And we will call this the Omega class. I like that, the Omega class. It sounds very, very nice. Oh, just a little bit short, so I have to land one of the anti-aircraft guns. We can do it. So there we go. We'll start building a pair of Omega class cruisers to lead the scouting force of the Indian Ocean Fleet. And keep building our ocean liner force, because we may need it. We may need to convert yes, upgrade our command companies. Yeah, we're gradually breaking them in Afghanistan. It's taking a while, but we are gradually breaking them. Ah, excellent. We can make our tanks even better than they already are. And start building more of them. Excellent. Radar. Fantastic. This is marvelous. We have heard of this great invention, and now we can build it ourselves. And point it outwards in all directions from the Persian heartland for those who would threaten us. Special project. We can't do a jet engine yet. But we can do bouncing bomb raids, which would be... Where are the dams? No. I say we save up our... We've nearly got onto the breakthrough anyway. And adding helicopters to our force would be very handy. Yeah, we just have to wait for our guys to reorg and then throw them back in. And again, it's just a matter of time. The Afghanis don't get any more men, they don't get any more supplies. We do, even if it is only a trickle. Oh! Excellent! Our land warfare facility is done, and we have Azir Madini to work in it. And what things he has to do. Barrage balloons would be fairly handy. Military engineering. Vehicles. Communications pigeons. Anti-tank dogs. No, we'll save up for super heavy howitzers. Those can be quite useful. And then, of course, we will wait and do more research in our equipment areas. Which are words that you could say, if fleet's not completely doolally. So again, waiting to reorg our guys, and then we throw them in again, because it's only a matter of time now. They have no... They have no ability to resist. And I do wish they'd stop trying to resist. It's really annoying when you throw medicine. Although, to be fair, I am actually going to adopt positions outside the current front line. Let the Afghanis break out from where they currently are. Basically, I'm going to hit them when they advance out, and also it gives our men a chance to resupply, rearm, repair, etc. And then we hit them again. Yep, because they're advancing out, our men are rearming, they're resting, they're reorganizing. Our infantry do still operate in brigades, but again, that's not very surprising. And they are very punchy. They punch well above their weight for the size of divisions and type of divisions they are. We do want signal companies because we do want to have... Okay, and they have advanced out. And we are equipped, and now we hit them again. So yeah, we just thoroughly break those two divisions, basically completely. I mean, if they cycle divisions into that province, that's even better for us, because that means that they just keep throwing men at a problem they really can't afford to throw men at. So, we are working up the... That's the point. Did I ever do the anti-submarine upgrade to the Barber class frigates? Because I said I was going to, and I... Oh, no, I did. I did. I gave them the basic upgrade. That's good. There we go. Yep, so they have advanced out again. Which is not to their benefit, because they're just going to get broken, like that. Which means that if they try to attack us, or move into that province again, it's just going to go badly for them. Yep, so they're going to attempt to counterattack, they're going to get deorged, they're going to get hit, they're going to get broken, and then we're just going to sweep into that province. Yep, there we go. Deorging. Whatever equipment they had is gone. We're now hitting them again. Yep, there we go. That's it. And, yep, just like that, that little bait and switch maneuver worked spectacularly. And we have just annihilated the new Afghan Empire. All in all, not bad innings. Not bad innings at all. We are going to have to do loose on our military recruitment because we do need to really start increasing the amount of men we can bring into the armed forces as best we can. Yeah, the Iraqis they have no chance of winning now. They can't even hold us back. This last stronghold of theirs is going to fall, and fall relatively easily. And there we go. And we've done it. We have successfully crushed the new Afghan Empire. The Russians are fighting the People's Republic of China now, who are also... Oh, and now, yeah, the Allies are now at war with the Japanese in the east. And they're also fighting in the... Yeah, it's all over this war. It really is all over the place, and we are just a neutral middle player. However, we are a neutral middle player that can have an outsized impact on the way things go. Especially with how we arrange ourselves and how we use our forces. I propose to you, gentlemen, in the section the comments below this video, I'm proposing an action that is very risky, but if successful, will result in what I call Phase 1 and 3 of the assault campaign. I propose we declare war on the Allied powers. They're already surrounded and fighting on a very large and long front. Because they think we are fighting the same forces as them, they should be willing to give us the lend-lease we need to build up our forces and our military. If I can get the Indian Ocean Fleet up to a size where I think I'm ready, I'm very happy to join the conflict. We'll have to guard against... Ideally, if possible, we want to strike into India and take positions along this river up to Peshawar, if we can. Unify the front in the east. Then I will hold defensive positions in the southern part of Arabia, ideally, if we can, making some headway. But the real goal here will be to push into Africa. All the way west, as far west as we can go. Ideally ending here, in Marrakesh. Once that has been completed, we'll swing southwards and continue to drive the British out of Africa. It'll be a long war, and it won't be something we declare for another couple of years yet. But, in theory, if we can do it, we'll be able to successfully have formed the Persian Empire. It will also give us the resources and materiel we need to build up an army capable of taking on the juggernaut that is Turkey. And that is where we sit right now, with Iran at its greatest territorial extent for centuries, and ready to strike outwards once again. It's a risky play, but all things in this game are risky. And in theory, if it succeeds, it'll make us, well, put us on the pedestal that will lead us towards, to be blunt, world domination. Total hegemony. And on that, and this view of the factions map, I bid you all farewell. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye-bye!